Today, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to tame one of the best PvP dinosaurs in all of Ark. And as you might have guessed, that's this guy right here, the Bloodstalker, okay? The Bloodstalker is hands down one of the most lethal dinosaurs, or I guess not even a dinosaur, but one of the most lethal things in the entire game. However, there is a lot of skill that comes with the Bloodstalker, and you need to know how to use it, right? If you don't know how to use it, you will get murked by everyone. If you know how to use it correctly, then you will murk everyone. So, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to tame it, how to get good at Bloodstalkers. I'm going to teach you how to ride it, all these super secret tricks, and PvP techniques, and that way you can actually just, go get a Bloodstalker and start murdering everyone, and just go to town and just be a menace on your server, okay? So, taming a Bloodstalker is a little different, okay? These guys are passive tames, but they're not passive tames until where you stick something in your butt. You kind of have to let these guys eat you, okay? And to let these guys eat you, what you're going to need to do for a perfect 150 is have at least 700 blood bags, or most 700 blood bags, and you're good. The Bloodstalker each Bloodstalker level varies on how many blood bags it needs, right? So sometimes 150 might take 640, another time it might take 680. Right, it's like a 25% difference, but as long as you have 700 blood bags, you can tame any Bloodstalker that you need, which is good to know. Alright, so let's get into the taming portion of this thing, okay? You're generally going to find these guys on Gen 1, right in the middle of the bog biome, underneath these trees, or you can find them running around on the bottom left of Gen 2. And they're very hard to see, as you can see right there. There's a Bloodstalker, okay? And all you're going to want to do is simply just get as close as possible to it. Right, just so that way it can grab you. He can pick me from here, but he's just choosing not to. They have a very, very long range. So I'm going to go over to this tree and grapple up this tree. Alright, perfect. He just grabbed me. Okay, see, and then they drop you, right? So you really got to be careful, right? Because if I didn't have a parachute, I'd be dead. So that's why you're going to need parachutes. And simply just kind of get a little bit close to him and just wait for it to grab you and feed off of you. Alright, this guy's got me. Oh, no, he doesn't. Alright, this guy's got me. I think he's going to reel me in all the way. The closer you are, the better. The less of a chance of him actually dropping you. So, that's nice. Yeah, there you go. He's sucking me in. Alright, so perfect. He's going to suck me in. And where is it? I don't know. Or it's not showing it. But right now, he is currently eating the blood bags on the bottom right. Yep, and he just tamed. Perfect. Right. I'm on a 6x server, hence why it tamed really quick as far as taming. But that's pretty much it. Okay. That's all you really need to know about actually taming your Bloodstalkers, okay? Alright, you might be wondering why your Bloodstalker is such a low level, okay, after you tamed it. And that's because when you tame it, if you don't feed it one of your dinosaurs, it will actually ruin the taming effectiveness. As you can see, he was going to eat the parasaur, but then he dropped the guy, right? So what you want to do to increase the taming effectiveness on your Bloodstalker is simply feed it one of your dinosaurs. Okay, I'd recommend parasaurs because they're nice. They have a big, kind of like a big health pool. Maybe turtles as well. And plus, they're just really easy tames. It's not like, you're losing anything special. Then they just keep dropping them. Well, thanks, guys. But that's pretty much it. Just, feed it a tame dinosaur if you care about the effectiveness first. And then, tame them up. Alright, so I just came over here to Island, right? And I'm going to show you kind of like how to use the Bloodstalker and first off what to level, okay? So now as far as what you want to level on this guy, there's really only a couple things that you want to level, okay? And that's either health or melee, right? You either want to get all melee damage stalker or an all health stalker, right? And it kind of depends on your playstyle, and I'll get into that in a second. But for now, let's just go over the basic controls, okay? Right, he has his standard jump. Okay, just like how I did here, right? He's this little jump. If you hold it down, right, you can charge it up, and he jumps really high, and then you get a little second jump off of that as well. Okay, if you hit control while you're in the sky or crouch, right, he has this little parachute ability to where he'll just kind of glides. Okay, and you can also pull out weapons on your Bloodstalker while you're standing up or while you're flying. Okay, note you cannot jump on the ground if you have a weapon, so I would generally most of the time only have your weapon out if you're in the air. Okay, preferably like a net gun, right? Because you could like fly by somebody. Let's just say this is a net gun. Control, boom, net gun their wyvern, right? That's kind of like a good idea of, how to use your guns on this thing. Okay, or you could just, like, if somebody's in a hard base spot, you just jump up real quick, pull out your thing, and just kind of get a few snipes off. However you really want to use it. Okay, and so yeah, that's the jump. You can also run. You can charge your jump while running, and that kind of gives you like this little big boost. Okay, next is his left click and his right click attack. His left click attack spits out a web, and it like brings you towards like whatever you want to do. You kind of turn like Spider-Man. You can like go around in circles with this web. You know, you got a lot of control with just your one web. Okay, next is your right click attack. Okay, your right click attack shoots 2 webs, and as you can see, like the left and the right, right, and this is really good if you're getting between like 2 redwood trees like this, and you could slingshot yourself through them, right, and then jump at the end, and that gives you a big speed boost, right? Okay, like this, boom, and you can just slingshot yourself right through everything. Okay, now one crucial mistake a lot of stalker players make is that they always use the right click attack or the right click because it is a little bit faster, but that's not necessarily what you always want to be doing, and it's going to get you into a lot of trouble. Okay, the reason why I say that is because if you use the right click attack all the time, you have to like time it perfectly, you know, to jump off to the side, but you're just going to get caught in like a lot of shit like that. Like, you're just going to get caught, and it's going to slow you down a lot, right? So typically, and the Bloodstalker has a max speed limit, like right here, like I'm pretty much going max speed. He can't really go any faster. So once you're going max speed, you pretty much just want to use kind of like one web. And that gives you a lot more control. Because if you have one web, now watch, I can go around this tree, come back over here, jump out this way, come right here through this tree like this, like slingshot through these. You know, you just have a lot more control with one web. And so it's a lot better to use one web and to get good instead of just always using 2 webs to fly. Okay? Next thing, to latch onto stuff. Okay? How you do it is you can either use 1 web or 2, right? But you just get next to the surface and hold space, hold jump, and he like just climbs. And as you can see, I'm just climbed up on a tree. Okay? You can also pull out your weapons and stuff while you're sitting on a tree or sitting on really any surface, not just trees, which is super cool. Okay? Next is Bloodstalker vision, and this is really, really useful. Oh my gosh, is this useful? It literally gives you wall hacks, okay? And this Bloodstalker vision like just highlights everything in white, okay? And when it's red, that means you could pick it. So the fact that Pteranodon's red means I could pick that guy out the sky. Note, picking flyers isn't really too good. A lot of times they just break your web instantly, so that's one thing to note. But right here, this little moss chops right here. Oh, he got off of it. He got out of it. Right, this little pego. Boom. Oh no, not a Microraptor. Wow, you little shit. These guys are so. If you haven't seen my video about Microraptors, you definitely should, because these guys are like broken dinosaurs. If you really know how to use them and decide to get good with them, you will just murk everybody. And a Bloodstalker Microraptor combo is really good as well. So right here, you could just like pick something in and then just like reel it into you and just start eating it. Now, when he starts eating something like this, okay, he's actually gaining health, right? He is sucking blood from that creature and is gaining health whenever you start attacking something like that. So that's his first attack. His next attack is this little, if you hit crouch, it's his like little melee attack. It actually does pretty good damage. Yeah, there you go. That's your melee attack. Now, those are the basic controls. So now let's start getting into some of the more advanced techniques. Okay, people don't know this, but if you go up on a tree like this, right, let's say I web up on this tree, and I look up, I can, you know, go up the tree, but I can also go down as well, right? If I hold the crouch button, I go down. I can lower myself on the tree, or I can climb up. You gotta look up to go up, right? And now, when you look up, that does put you up pretty fast, but if you hit shift while you go up much quicker. Okay, I didn't do it that time, but generally you go up much quicker. Now, other things to note is using his glide, his parachute, to get you furthest distances. Right, so if I wanted to make it to this tree over here, I can get a lot more distance by tapping the glide, tapping the Bloodstalker parachute to make it to wherever I want to make it to off that jump, right? Which is super, super useful, right? Because typically you don't want to get stuck out in the plains with this guy, or like there might be like a big gap. Being in the redwood biome is really, really good for a Bloodstalker. or really anywhere that's just kind of like tall trees or a bunch of stuff to grab onto. But like if I'm coming over here, like this is not a good place for my Bloodstalker because there's not really a lot of stuff for me to grab onto. And then I can come over here and grab on this rock, which is kind of the point of the parachute. All right, the next advanced mechanic that I want to teach you guys is his grab. Okay, you might know that his grab is very, very useful, right, for picking players, okay, or picking really anything. Okay, but the problem is when you're trying to web stuff on the ground, if you like miss, then you like just fucked up, right? So when you are trying to grab players, this is so huge, okay, especially when you're fighting flyers. You want to grab something, you want to go into a tree first or on the side of a cliff and then start grabbing stuff. And the reason why is because you can't actually grab the ground when you are on your mounted on a tree, right? You can only pick something, right? So there's no like risk involved, right? If you spin a web, it's to, you know, pick something. Right here, I just got that little bird, and then you just reel it right in. So much better to be trying to pick stuff when you're mounted onto the side of a wall, right? That you'll get a lot easier picks. Okay. Now another mechanic is this is kind of like a double attack, but if you hit before you hit the ground, you parachute and attack, right? And his second attack comes off way quicker, right? So that's just kind of like another like little advanced mechanic. Also, the Bloodstalker has a glitch to where it can be one of the fastest things in the entire game if you use this little cheat. I gotta get to the ocean to show you though. Alright, so this is the cheat that I kind of want to show you, which makes the Bloodstalker almost as fast as the Maywing, if not faster. Okay, so if you are next to the water and sling one web, okay, look at this. Oh, I messed it up. But you can like literally like fly. So how you do it is you jump, you sling a web, and go around the ocean. You cut your web with X, jump again. It works a lot better on a laggy server or on a server that's not single player. Even just a little bit of ping makes it easier because it's kind of a glitch. But you can pretty much just do it infinitely. And he just will just zoom, just take off with this mechanic. And this is an absolute must-know mechanic. I mean, I'm doing it right here in single player with 0 ping, like pretty badly. But it's very easy to do on multiplayer because of the ping. And that is just so useful to know. All you're going to do is just sling your one web, be on the water, cancel your web, jump, sling it again. Right? And that's kind of how you abuse the water mechanic. Okay? Next, the Bloodstalker is also very strong in water. Okay? This guy murks people in water. So how you actually go underwater is you just press X. Okay? And as you can see, it's a very fast swimmer. So yeah, when you are in the water and you are attacking the water, attacking anybody in the water, you don't necessarily want to like be attacking in third person because it's very iffy, even though I'm doing a very good job at it right now. It's much better to attack in first person because you could just like, it's just the hit reg is just much better, just all around. Okay, last thing you want to do is like be trying to kill some guy and just like be pissed off because you can't hit him. Also, note when you swim down with the Bloodstalker, okay, all you want to do is you don't want to look straight down because then he swims very slow. You want to go down like this, like sideways almost, and he will swim down underwater much faster if you're swimming down like sideways. Same with going up, right? Instead of like going straight up because he swims up very slow, you want to go sideways and swim up as well, and he is much quicker. Okay, next it's just pop out of the water. And this is what makes the Bloodstalker so lethal in the water, is because you can literally, if somebody's attacking you on a wyvern, right, or on a mana or whatever, and you're out in the water, I mean, it's almost a free win in this scenario because they can't really do nothing to you because they can't obviously, or a wyvern can't fly in the water. So all you do is just hop out the water. You're just gonna press X, pick, boom, and it's over, right? You literally can't do nothing to you, right? You just swim, and these guys, if you're swimming, press X, boom, pick, boom, it's over. You pick them out the water. Right, and it's you can pick him off his wyvern so quick, so easy, whatever he chooses to ride him. Okay, now as far as the PvP goes and kind of like how you would like actually kill somebody on this thing. So let's say this Lycer right here is a player. I'm sucking him in. You're gonna bring him in. You switch to your weapon and you bullet him. Okay, let me get some bullets real quick. All right, perfect. So let's say that this parasaur right here is a player, okay? You can grab anything because it'll be highlighted in red. So I'm going to grab this parasaur, and all you're going to simply do is once it's reeled in, then you're going to switch to your bullet it, right? And you can either choose to hop off and just start like shooting the guy or do whatever, or you can just stay on your Bloodstalker and shoot him while he's also bullet as well. So that's a good thing. And Bloodstalkers actually have ridiculous melee damage. I mean, when I mean a ridiculous melee damage, I mean a lot of melee damage. You can also use harpoons as well. Harpoons are very effective, and then you can just, yeah, your Bloodstalker would be killing them, and then you could kill them as well. Like, I mean, these guys are just really, really deadly. Okay. Okay, another pro tip is, okay, having your Bloodstalker on behavior, change it to neutral. Okay, the reason why you want your Bloodstalker on neutral is because this guy literally has like aimbot, right? As like an actual like dinosaur, this guy has aimbot. So I'm gonna whistle neutral real quick, and I'm just gonna attack this dodo, and he should just grab it. Come on, bud. I just knocked out that dodo. Perfect, right there. See, not on neutral. I'd keep it on actually aggressive or attack my target, not on neutral. My bad. Right, and that way whenever you go to attack something, he'll just kind of like, he'll just grab it right here. So this Lystro, let's just whistle attack my target. And like you can do this on enemy players. Why is it not? And he just snatches him right up, right? Could you like, so I mean, that's just awesome. Right, so hypothetically, let's say somebody on a Bloodstalker picks you. What will happen a lot of times if your Bloodstalker's on neutral or on attack my target is, and you're off it, right? Let's say the Bloodstalker picks me. He'll actually pick that guy off his Bloodstalker, right? And now you have the upper hand, which is super, super, super good, right? Which is, I mean, you can't beat that. Okay, so another thing to note is if you're like going through a cave or going through spam, you'll kind of get stuck on a lot of stuff. Like right here, this like rock, like I'm literally holding W and I'm just like going so like slow over this stuff. If you don't want this shit to happen, just hold space. Right, and he won't climb on the rocks. You can just go like right around it all. You know what I'm saying? So it's just much better, and you can attack while you're holding space. And a lot of times, like if you're in a cave, like you want a quick escape, so it's already charged up, and you can just jump away. You know, so that's very nice. The next thing you should know about the Bloodstalker is where you should choose your fights. Right here, if there wasn't water right here, I mean, this guy is dead. A Bloodstalker is borderline useless in a place to where there's nothing really to grab onto. So you generally want to stay where there's a bunch of stuff to grab onto, like the redwood biome or the water. Okay, if you're next to the water on a Bloodstalker or in the redwood biomes, then you are like looking in really good shape and can pretty much murk almost anybody fairly easily. So definitely stay away from the plains, stay next to the redwoods and the water. Okay, so now let's talk about the Bloodstalker's counters and what actually counters the Bloodstalker. The biggest thing that counters the Bloodstalker is plant Z. It's super annoying when you grab somebody and he like just Z's you off your Bloodstalker. Like he like he baits you into grabbing him, and then he Z's you, and then you're done, you're over, right? So that's one thing to be very cautious of. If you know that somebody's gonna Z you, you can just turn around, right? But obviously you gotta know that's gonna happen. And you can still get Z'd if you're turned around, if they hit like right underneath this floor part right here, but the chances of you getting Z'd are a lot less. Okay, so that's one thing to know, is that one thing you got to be very careful of is the Z's. The next thing that you got to be careful of is wyverns. Like I'm talking about regular wyverns. And here's what I mean, okay? And the fire wyvern's actually the worst one to counter the Bloodstalker. The reason why is because a wyvern can literally just come and pick your ass up and just start munching you. I mean, that's it, bro. Like fighting a regular crystal wyverns can't do this, right? So everybody who thinks crystal wyverns are like good, yes, they are, but crystal wyverns can't pick up Bloodstalkers. Meanwhile, well, regular wyverns can, right? So that's kind of a big counter to you as well. Like if somebody just picks your Bloodstalker and just starts munching it or just takes it away, like that's a big problem. And the reason why fire wyverns counter them the hardest is because if you actually use, oh boy, coming at a bad angle, but if you actually use your fire breath attack on a Bloodstalker, on an enemy Bloodstalker, he can't spin his webs. He just can't. Like he will not be able to spin his webs, and he's essentially stuck for like 4 to 5 seconds, which is just like, I don't know, dude. It's like you can't do nothing, right? So that's why fire wyverns are also really good counters against Bloodstalkers. Another good counter against Bloodstalkers is mana, right? The reason why is because if you get caught in open field with a Bloodstalker, a mana can literally just come like right here, and they'll just like freeze you, and you can't move, and then it gets you to 30% health, and if you're on a melee stalker, you're dead because your stalker will kill you. That's one thing I forgot to mention as well. If your stalker goes below 30% health, he'll actually start eating you. So that's no bueno. So to prevent that from happening, to prevent you from actually getting eaten by your own Bloodstalker, keep blood packs in your inventory, and he'll actually eat the blood packs out of your inventory instead of, you don't have to give him your last slot, just your inventory, instead of eating you if your Bloodstalker goes below 30% health. Alright, so as you can see, the Bloodstalker's at 30% health, right? If I hop on the Bloodstalker, he's going to start eating me, right? And that's not good. However, if I grab these blood packs, okay, and I hop on the Bloodstalker and just keep him in my inventory, he'll actually just eat the blood packs out of my inventory. See? So yeah, he ate the blood packs out of my inventory and didn't eat me. He ate 6 immediately, which is nice, and that's pretty good, right? So that is absolutely everything and utterly that you need to know about the Bloodstalker and how to be successful. I'm pretty sure I covered everything, but if you guys have any more tips, please let me know, because I'm always wanting to learn. I tried my best to, you know, make this as, you know, good, entertaining, concise, consistent as possible. And so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe, because that'd mean the absolute world to me. I'm currently trying to reach 300 subs. That's like the goal for the week. And yeah, may God bless you all, and peace out.